If you want to thrive instead of just survive, you need strategies that offer efficiency and reliability without needing the wall power. These are 14 heating sources that don't need electricity, so make sure to stockpile this. Number 14, your own body heat. Let's start from the inside out. In a deep freeze, you are the primary heater, and you absolutely must trap that core warmth. You need a moisture-wicking base layer right against your skin to keep cold sweat off, a thick insulating fleece or wool layer in the middle to trap heat, and a wind-blocking outer shell. So basically, don't let your sweat work against you keeping warm. If you can't keep your own biological heat contained, all the external room heating in the world won't save you. Number 13, heavy merino wool accessories. While core layering is vital, the absolute most critical areas to protect are your extremities. Once your fingers and toes go completely numb, basic survival tasks become incredibly difficult, and your morale plummets fast. Stock up heavily on thick merino wool socks, insulated gloves, and fleece neck gaiters. The beauty of merino wool is that it naturally regulates temperature and retains its thermal properties even if it gets soaking wet. Keeping your feet and hands warm is honestly half the battle when the house is cold. Number 12, Mylar emergency blankets. A lot of people in the prepping community view these shiny silver sheets as a bit gimmicky, but there is a profound reason paramedics and fire departments constantly use Mylar blankets out in the field. They do not generate their own heat, but rather they act as an aggressive thermal mirror. They catch the radiant heat your body naturally gives off and bounce it right back into you. Don't just use a thin Mylar sheet by itself. Wrap the Mylar on the outside of a heavy sleeping bag, creating an impenetrable thermal barrier that completely blocks cold drafts. Number 11, the microclimate strategy. Trying to heat an entire open-concept modern home during a winter blackout is a complete fool's errand. You will burn through your precious fuel reserves in a matter of hours. Instead, you have to replicate the colonial days, where entire families lived and slept in one single room to trap body heat. Build a microclimate by choosing one small interior bedroom far away from freezing outside exterior walls. Better yet, set up a two-man camping tent right in the middle of that bedroom floor. It sounds crazy, but a small tent traps your collective body heat flawlessly. Number 10, thermal window insulation. If you are hunkering down in that microclimate room, your windows are your biggest enemy. Glass is a terrible insulator, and the cold will seep right in. You need to stockpile thermoplastic window film and heavy thermal curtains. Tape the plastic tightly over the frames to create a dead air space, which acts as a fantastic barrier against the cold. If you pick a room with a south-facing window, open the curtains during the day to let the solar radiation naturally warm the space, then lock it down tight the second the sun sets. Number 9, battery-powered heated apparel. While we are avoiding massive electrical appliances, small-scale electronics are an absolute game changer. Modern heated clothing like thermal socks, insulated vests, and wearable throw blankets runs off standard portable USB power banks. Yes, they do require a tiny bit of stored electricity, but the energy draw is microscopic compared to a massive space heater. You can easily recharge these small battery packs using a basic portable solar panel or a tiny emergency power station. Wearing a heated jacket keeps the warmth directly against your body where it actually matters, rather than wasting energy heating dead air. Number 8, high-output canned heat. Let's bust a quick internet myth. The clay pot and tea light candle heater is massively overhyped. A single candle puts out barely 100 BTUs. If you want real emergency heat, you need high-output canned heat like the Vesta InstaFire system. A quality canned heat system puts out enough BTUs to actually raise the ambient temperature of a small bedroom by a few degrees. Plus, it is incredibly multi-purpose. You can put a pot on top of it and safely heat up a can of soup or boil water indoors without worrying about massive fumes. Number 7, Paraffin and oil lamps. While they are primarily meant for illumination, classic oil and paraffin lamps absolutely put out a noticeable amount of ambient heat. Think about the old-school Dietz lanterns or simple glass lamps that sit on a mason jar. They aren't going to heat an entire living room, but if you have a couple of them safely burning in your microclimate tent or bedroom, they will raise the temperature while providing much-needed psychological comfort. Just make sure you stock up on plenty of extra wicks and highly purified lamp oil to keep the smoke down. Number 6. Hot water bottles. This is an old-school trick that your grandparents probably relied on. Heavy-duty rubber hot water bottles are legendary for off-grid heating. You can boil a pot of water over your canned heat or an outdoor fire pit, carefully pour it into the rubber bladder, and seal it up tight. Toss one of these down by your feet inside a heavy sleeping bag, and it will radiate intense, comforting heat for 6 to 8 hours. It requires zero fuel to maintain once it's initially heated and perfectly warms up an icy bed. Number 5. Indoor-safe propane heaters. For serious BTUs, portable propane heaters are the absolute gold standard for indoor emergency heating. Devices like the Mr. Buddy heater are incredibly versatile survival tools. You can run them off small green camping cylinders or hook up to a special hose to run them off a massive barbecue tank. The reason you desperately need one is the built-in safety technology. They feature automatic oxygen depletion sensors and built-in tip-over kill switches. If oxygen levels drop dangerously low, the heater shuts off instantly, making it completely safe for small enclosed spaces. Number 4. Kerosene heaters. If you want to significantly step up your heating game, kerosene is a fuel that demands major respect. Kerosene sits comfortably in the mid-range for cost, and its absolute greatest advantage is a legendary shelf life. When stored properly, liquid kerosene can sit in your garage for years without degrading. A standard 10,000 BTU indoor kerosene heater will blast a room with so much intense heat you might literally have to crack a window. They do produce a slight odor upon ignition, but for pure, unadulterated warmth, a kerosene heater is an absolute powerhouse. Number 3. Portable diesel heaters. For the absolute best, most cost-effective heat output on the market, look at portable diesel heaters. These units require a tiny 12-volt battery to run the internal fuel pump, but they absolutely don't need wall electricity. You do have to safely route the exhaust pipe outside through a window board, but once set up, the thermal performance is completely unmatched. Diesel is cheap and far less volatile to store than gasoline. The combustion happens in a sealed chamber that vents outside, giving you incredibly clean, bone-dry heat inside without heavy moisture or indoor exhaust fumes. Number 2. Wood-burning stoves. If you have the means, a dedicated wood-burning stove or a high-quality fireplace insert is the ultimate off-grid heating insurance. Unlike an open fireplace, which actually sucks warm air right up the chimney, a sealed wood stove radiates intense heat in all directions. If you have a solid supply of seasoned firewood stacked in your backyard, you are completely immune to winter grid failures. When a good stove is running at full tilt, it can get a large room so hot that you'll have to strip off your heavy winter layers. Number 1. The ultimate safety arsenal. It does not matter if you have a state-of-the-art wood stove or a fancy diesel heater. If you don't have the right safety gear, your survival plan is a literal death trap. The last thing you want during a freezing blackout is to accidentally burn your house down. You absolutely cannot live without a strict safety arsenal. Invest heavily in high-quality, battery-operated carbon monoxide detectors for every single room running a heater. Furthermore, stockpile professional-grade ABC fire extinguishers. All the heat in the world is utterly useless if you accidentally compromise your family's safety. So these are the logical, highly versatile heating strategies that won't let you down. Stockpiling this gear is an absolute must if you want to be genuinely prepared for the unknown. For more prepping tips and survival strategies, make sure to subscribe to our channel.